Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Ncert-Biology tutorials. For this section to discuss in NCERT class 12th sexual reproduction in flowering plants part 3. Let us discuss gynoecium. In this gynoecium, they are composed of what? The pistil, megasporangium and embryo sac. Let us, in some gynoecium represent as in a female reproductive part of the flower. So gynoecium is called as in a female reproductive part of the flower. And gynoecium is consist of as in a the single pistil, that is a monocarpellary, and it has in a more than one pistil, that is called as in a multicarpellary. It has in only one single, that is in a mono. If in case there are more carpels is present, that is multicarpellary. When there are in more than one pistil, maybe they are fused together, that is in a syncarpus. So when you observe as in that pistil, in this pistil they get fused condition. This is called as what? It is a syncarpus. It is called syncarpus. And maybe they are free. If in case that is free, that is what? That is in a apocarpus condition. That is in a syncarpus, apocarpus condition. Each pistil they have three parts: stigma, style, ovary. When you observe as in one particular the stigma in this total the pistil you see as in three parts. One is in a stigma, and then it is in a style, and it is in a ovary. It is in a ovary. So these three parts is present in single carpel. Three parts as noticed. The stigmas, it is serve as in the landing the platform of pollen grains. So it is get act as in that platform of the pollen grains, and still to elongate as a slender part the beneath the stigma. It is in a so it is in a strong complete the elongated structure. It is help as formation of the pollen tube. And in the basal part, it has in a bulged part is present. This bulged part is called as what? Ovary. The basal bulged part, the pistil is called as in what? Ovary. Inside of the ovary, it has in a ovarian cavity, that is a locule. So here inside of the ovary, see here inside of the ovary, here one cavity is present, that is called as in a what none other is ovarian cavity. Very important, ovarian cavity, that is a locule. Next, the placenta, it is located inside of the ovarian cavity. So here placenta is present here. Mostly the placenta is present here. Okay, it is in a placenta. It is in a ovary. It is in ovarian cavity. It is in a completely placenta. Placenta is inside of the ovarian cavity. A recall to definition of the types of placentation you will be when studied. So when you observe as in this particular different types of they are ovules. When you observe as in different types of ovules, the different types of the placenta. Here the recall definition of the types of placentation you studied in your classes. So different see they given clearly here: stigma, style, ovary. Okay, this is it is a syncarpus carpus. It is in a completely apocarpus condition. Let us different placentations are we noticed, that is in a placentation, marginal placentation, axial placentation, parietal placentation, and then basal placentation. Like the different placentations we are present. Let us amazing from the placenta or in a microsporangia, it is commonly called as a ovule. So when you observe as an a, it is called as what? It is completely called as an a ovule. So inside they are having as what? Ovules as present. It has any ovules as present. Let us the number of ovules in a ovary, maybe in one, in paddy, in mango, in many present as in a papaya, wheat, watermelon, and then orchid seeds. So here different species contain as a different type of ovules. For example, when you observe as in a wheat, rice has only one single ovule is present. But you compare as in a watermelon, okay, and papaya, it contain as what? Many the ovules as present. Next, what is the name? Microsporangium, that means ovule. Let us in familiar ourselves within in a structure of the typical angiosperm, the ovule. When you observe as in this typical angiospermic the ovule is in the small structure attached to as in the placenta. It means is called as in a funicle. So when you observe as in one particular, when you observe to as here, when to observe in any particular the ovule. So here I am taking as in one particular ovule. In this particular ovule, In this ovule, here the ovule is a small structure to attach to their placenta. It means it's called as a funicle. So it is called as what? It is a funicle. It is called as in what? Funicle. And it is the body of the ovule, the fused with as in a funicle. The region is called as in a hilum. So it is this region is called as what? It is in a hilum region. It is in completely hilum region. Thus the hilum represent as in the junction between as in a ovule, the funicle. Each ovule to one or two, the protective envelopes is present. This is called as an integument. So this complete the protective layers is present. These are called as what? These are the integuments. These are called as any integuments. And the integuments, the encircle the nucleus, the except of the tip of the tip where the small opening is called as a micropyle. For example, here the small opening is present. That is called as what? That is in a micropyle region. That is called as what? Micropyle region is present. And the opposite, the micropolar end, it has in what? Their chalaja. So in this micropyle, the micropyle opposite is called as what? That is in a chalaja end. That is in a chalaja. Okay, it is they are representing as in the basal part of the ovule. It is when you observe as in one particular ovule, it is an anatropous ovule. In this anatropous ovule, they given as in that all information. Next, the enclosed within the integuments, the mass of see here, the enclosed within the integuments, the mass of cells is called as a nucellus. So inside they having as in complete the mass of cells is present. Here they complete they having what? In the mass of the cells as present. The cells the complete the nucleus have the abundant reserve food materials. The located the nucellus is called as an embryo sac or female gametophyte. It is a ovule generated as in that single embryo sac formed as in that in a megaspore. So after in this total completely the embryo sac or completely called as in a female gametophyte to get uptake means they take as in a food reservoir that complete uptake as in a foods after to get develops as in a complete in a female gametophyte or nothing but as in a that is megaspore. That is in a megaspore. Next, what is in a megasporogenesis? What is that in a megasporogenesis? Megasporogenesis. It is in a megaspore. Genesis means what? To give as a birth. To give as in a birth. To give birth, that is called as what? That is in a megasporogenesis. The process of formation of the megaspore from the in a megaspore mother cell, it is called as in a megasporogenesis. So the megaspore after to develop as a megaspore mother cell to give as in a spores. And ovules are generally differentiated as in a single megasporangium mother cell. So MMC. Here what? MMC are nothing but as in a megaspore mother cell. So it is a megaspore. It is developed as what? That is developed as in a megaspore mother cell. In this micropolar region means it is called as what? That is in a micropyle region. Am I right? The micropyle region. See, they given clearly here. It is a completely inside of as in a the megaspore mother cell is present. In this megaspore mother cell, it is developed as in a the two cells here to get formed as a 4 cells, 2, 4, and 8 cells after to get developed as in a completely a matured embryo sac will be formed like okay. In the structure of embryo sac, let us see that in a clearly here the nucellus of the nucellus, it is in a large cell contained as in the dense cytoplasm within the permanent nucleus. So inside has the permanent nucleus is present. That permanent nucleus it is undergoes as in a what in a MMC. It is in a MMC means megaspore mother cell. It is MMC undergoes in meiotic division. It is importance of the MMC undergo in meiosis. The result to get formation of, as in a production of in 4 megaspores. It is to get form as what? It is female gametophyte. The majority of the flowering plants, one of the in a megaspore is a functional, otherwise in a degenerate. See here, I am taking as in a one megaspore mother cell. In this megaspore mother cell to get divided as in a meiotic division to get form as in a 4 cells. To get form as how many cells? 4 cells. Am I right? Within the 4 cell, completely 3 cells are degenerated. Only 1 cell is a functional cell. Only this cell is in a functional cell. This functional cell to get divided as in a, it is participate as in a completely development. Means it is to develop as in what? In a embryo sac. See, in this process, see the functional male here to develop 3 is degenerated. Only 1 is in a functional megaspore. It is developed from as in a female gametophyte, that is in a embryo sac. It is to develop as what? It is to complete developed as in a completely in embryo sac it will be formed. It is to get formed as in a embryo sac. Embryo sac. The method of the embryo sac formation is a single megaspore. The megaspore is termed as a monosporic. So only one cell is to developed to as an embryo sac. So it is completely called as what? Monosporic development. In what will be the pelloidy of the nucellus MMC, the functional their megaspore and the female gametophyte. So here the pelloidy consists of what in a the nucellus contain as in a the more nutrients as present. More nutrients as present. Okay. Next, let us study about the formation of the embryo sac in detail. So let us see that clearly to discuss about as in that one particular embryo sac. Let us clearly to discuss about as in one particular embryo sac. See. Let us study about the formation of the embryo sac in detail. The nucleus, the functional megaspore, is divided into mitotic division to form as a two nucleus which move from opposite poles to formation of two nucleated embryo sac. So first that in one functional megaspore is divided as a mitotic division to form as any two cells. So these two cells to get move as in two opposite poles. And two more, the sequential mitotic divisions, the nuclear divisions result to formation of the four nucleated and later to form as an 8 nucleus. So then these are complete to again to divide as an A to mitotic division to form as an 4 cells. After these 4 cells to get produced as an 8 cells. Then it is also again to get form as an 8 cells. After to get forms as an completely they are 8 cells like. Okay, this is. And let us see the interest one of the note the mitotic divisions are the strictly the free nuclear. The nuclear divisions is not followed by immediately. So here the mitotic division is not immediately followed by in a what in a nuclear division. Okay, in that immediately the formation of the in a cells. Now after the 8 nucleate stage will the cell the lead down to leading the in a organization of the in a typical the female gametophyte or any embryo sac. So after this complete to get making as any complete the embryo sac will be to forming. And the observed as a distribution of the cells inside of the embryo sac. You see there is a 6 of the 8 nucleus surrounded by as that walls organized into as in a cell. The remaining 2 nucleus is completely the polar nucleus situated below as in the egg apparatus and lodged in a central cell. So mostly 1, 2, 3, 4 in this completely the 6 cells get mostly in this in that process in the total 6 cells they are performed as in different functions. In that 2 is in a, this central is the polar nucleus or other is in a central cell and the synaptic cells egg apparatus is completely they are clearly mentioned. There is in a characteristic feature distribution of the in a cell within the embryo sac. 3 celled undergoes to gather in a micropolar end. The constitutive is called as an egg apparatus. So it is in a completely in micropyle end. In this micropyle end has in a the 3 cells is present. These are called as an egg apparatus. These are completely called as what? Egg apparatus. Next. Here the egg apparatus consists of as in synaptic cells and one egg cell. So these 2 cells are called as what? These 2 cells are called as in a synergid cells. These 2 cells are called as what? These are the synergid cells. Synergid cells. This is called as what? Egg cell. It is called as an egg cell. And after the synergid cells has a spherical cellular thickenings, micropole tip is called as a filiform apparatus. So here when you observe as in some finger like projections are noticed. Here when you observe as in here some finger like projections, these are called as a filiform apparatus. These are called as a filiform apparatus. This filiform apparatus function is what? To give as a guide to as a pollen tube. So here in this, which they play important role is to guiding the pollen tubes when entering the synachids. These cells to the chalaja end, they has called as an antipodal cells. So in this chalaja end, the cells as present, these are called as what? These are the antipodal cells. These are completely called as antipodal cells. Antipodal cell. As I mentioned, the earlier to the polar nucleus, this is a typical angiosperm of the embryo sac. The maturity is completely 8 nucleated 7 cell condition. So here completely the containers how many nucleus? 8 nucleus. It is in a, see once here clearly to observe here it is a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 total 8 nucleus as present. Total how many cells? Here 1 2 3, it is completely only 1 4 5 6 7, total 7 cell condition. Okay, this completely in a to development of the female gametophyte. Okay, remaining to discuss in next class. Thank you for watching.